Hey, Sandra, welcome to another episode of Asexualise, my asexual life. This is a pay to be for education about asexuality, all things asexual, and I share my asexual life journey in order to help you in yours. So subscribe and hit the bell icon right now so you never miss an episode. If you don't know who I am Sandra Bellamy, author of this awesome Asexual Perspectives book, which is a bestseller on Amazon. So let's get stuck into today's episode. There is something I haven't told you yet. And that is when I went to the cinema on National Cinema Day. On the final movie, I saw a sixth movie. It was Gran Turismo, which I've already seen before. And it was really interesting because I was going upstairs to go to the cinema screen because I'd come out of Jurassic Park movie. So I intended to see 5 movies that day, and I booked all 5 tickets and I paid for them all. The Jurassic Park movie ended at 10:10. And I knew Gran Turismo was going after that because I checked the times before the dinosaur movie, Jurassic Park. That was original Jurassic Park, by the way. I checked the times of Gran Turismo before that movie, and it said it's Gran Turismo started at 10:30. And previously, the girl who sold me the View cinema tickets, she said that I could go to see Gran Turismo, and I said I've already seen it. And there was another movie which was like a comedy, but it was a lot of swearing, and I said it's not really my thing. So anyway, I left it, and then when I saw Jurassic Park, or was about to see Jurassic Park, I got my phone out and was checking the times, and I thought if there's still tickets for Gran Turismo left, because it hadn't sold out, I noticed, after Jurassic Park, then I would get a ticket because I thought I can either go home to my flat, and I'm an extrovert, and I thought about going home, okay, it will be boring. I mean, I'm not saying my life is boring, but you know what I mean? At 10 o'clock at night, there's not really much I can do because I've kind of like phased out for the day, especially as I watch so many movies. And it's like you're just going to be going home looking at walls, or you have the opportunity to have more excitement, more fun by being in the cinema. And as you know, I love the cinema experience. And I'm like, and then you'll be at the cinema to like 10:10. Which do you want to do, Sandra? And like, yeah, I need to actually go to the cinema. You have to excuse the noise because I live next to a road. So yes, I thought it'd be more exciting and fun to go to the cinema and make it my world record for me personally that I've seen 6 movies in one day now rather than 4, which I've previously seen on National Cinema Day. So I broke my record twice because I watched 5 movies and a 6. So anyway, when I came to book the ticket, there was I asked her about is there any tickets left, and she said how many people is it for. I said just me, and she's like pointing to a couple of spaces, individual spaces, or there's some at the back, and they happen to be this like C7, and I'm like, oh, that's my perfect spot because I like being in the middle of the screen. So anyway, I booked this showing in the middle, this seat. So I was sat in outside on this like orange sofa chair things, and I noticed there was a guy sat in the first lot of seats who looked Indian to me. Not my usual aesthetic type, facial hair, long hair. Actually, one of my exes had long hair, so that doesn't really bother me. But facial hair, you know, I'm not into facial hair. Anyway, I sat on the next sort of seats and I did a shorts video on this channel with my back to him. And so, yeah, I didn't know why he was sat there. I didn't know if he was waiting for someone or what he was doing. So anyway, I go in the cinema to watch Gran Turismo, and who should be in the seat next to mine but this guy who looked Indian, who I noticed beforehand was on the orange seats, which was the seats before mine. And so I'm like, oh, he's an Indian guy, Sandra. So if you follow me on this channel, you will know that I'm really into Indian guys. So I believe my soulmate's Indian. And I've been trying to find him since 2014. I'm not saying this guy is, but I'm just saying, right, that I'm in search of my soulmate since 2014, which is the year I found out I'm asexual. I'm still in search of this guy who I believe I met in a past life because I believe in reincarnation. And I believe I was with him in a relationship in a past life, and I need to find him in this one. And so if you follow me on this channel, you will know that I do whatever it takes to try and find this guy, right? And sometimes it's very sad, very painful, and other times it's very joyous on my journey to finding him. So I've done quite a few Bollywood parties now, which has been really amazing. Indian guys know how to throw a good party, but usually the people there, they're either in relationships, just students, not looking for anything serious in terms of relationship, and they just go there to basically have fun. So that, this is like in my city. But I've also thought about going to Bollywood parties around the country. I haven't done that yet. I've only done ones in Exeter, but there's still time. At the moment, obviously, I can't because I got COVID. And next month, I'm speaking at Oxford University for Blue Talk. So I've got to get myself better and then be able to go and do that. And so I can't go to many parties when I just get sick. It's annoying, super annoying. And the students are coming back soon. They're going to have some more parties because I've seen the post on Instagram. I'm like, yay! And so I'm on Badoo, I'm on Facebook dating, in asexual dating groups and Facebook dating groups, but I still haven't found this guy, right? Anyway, so to cut a long story short, right, I was in the cinema and this guy who looked Indian, who was outside on the orange seats, like I mentioned, he happened to be sitting in the next seat, which was seat 8. 8's my lucky number, actually. And he had headphones on. And I'm like, oh, because people who've got headphones on, they, in my experience, I don't know this about him, but in my experience, well, it's a strong sign they don't want to talk to anyone, isn't it, really? When they've got headphones on in a public place. And it could be for a number of reasons. I know people with social anxiety that have that. I've known people who are autistic that have that. Also, some people just get bored before the film have that. So yeah, but it's obviously it's antisocial if you are in a cinema environment. It's kind of like don't want to speak to anyone. So I was kind of like, do I talk to this guy or not? But you know what I'm like with Indian guys? It's like, he's Indian, Sandra. He's Indian. I'm like, I think he looks Indian. So you can either speak to him or you don't speak to him. You can just sit in silence, wondering the whole night what might have been had you talked to him or not bother. The choice is yours. So, as you know, I like to be bold and brave, push through fears and boundaries, be assertive, and just go for it. So, I decided to do that, decided to go for it. And yeah, so I asked him, is this the first movie he's seen, or has he seen any other movies that night? Or that day, basically, before. Has he seen any other movies before? And he said, yeah, he just saw Jurassic Park. And I'm like, oh, I was in that cinema showing as well. I didn't know you were there, though. And so anyway, we got talking. So we're talking for a little short while before the movie. And he said he hadn't got any friends in Exeter. And I said, oh, I can try to be a friend to you if you like. I didn't tell him I liked Indian guys at this point. He didn't know that. So but yeah, so I said, you can connect with me on Facebook. Obviously, he's a stranger, and I don't know how he's going to react to this stuff because some people may be like, yeah, and other people may be like, no. So anyway, he agreed, and I friend requested him on Facebook when he typed his name into my phone. And then we continued to chat because I said, I guess I need to stop talking now because of the film. He's like, oh, I don't mind. So we were talking through the beginning of the adverts. So I'm not actually through the movie, but the adverts and trailers that were playing. And so that was really interesting. I got to learn about some stuff about him in a short period of time. I did ask him if he's from India because I noticed his accent is Indian, and he said yes. So that was good. Because I know some people obviously aren't actually from India, but they can still have an Indian accent. Like some people can have like, I don't know, an American accent, but actually be living somewhere else because they spent a time in a country somewhere, but they weren't actually born there, if that makes sense. So anyway, I had a really nice chat with him. So the movie went on. It was really, really good. It was a lot of fun, even though I've watched it before. The guy's good looking in it. And I've mentioned before the character in Gran Turismo. I really like the fact that the main guy character, he's nerdy. He doesn't say all the right things. He is assertive in what he wants. He sticks up to his parents. This is a character in Gran Turismo. He sticks up to his parents to go and live his dreams. He doesn't back down. He doesn't people please his family and parents. He's dedicated to be a real life Formula One racing car driver. It's based on a true story. And so I really like the main character because he's different. He's not big-headed. He's not a bad guy. He's a really good person in the sense that, he's kind-hearted. He cares about people, doesn't want people to get hurt. He's only a one woman guy, you know, he's only interested in one girl throughout the whole of the movie. He gets the girl in the end, so the good guy gets the girl, the nerd gets the girl. And that's one of the most amazing things I love about Gran Turismo, besides all the action sequences and the amazing special effects, and the fact it's based on a true story and the characters are really good. It's incredible. I thought the actor played it really well. But I love the fact that he cries with his dad as well. He shows emotion. I think he's a real good role model for young guys in that movie. So that's incredible. So I did love the movie. And yeah, so anyway, after the movie, I asked the guy, Indian guy, what he thought about the movie, and he really liked it. It was good. And I asked him if he wanted to walk out with me. But I needed the toilet first, so he waited for me while I went to the toilet, and then we walked out the cinema together. And it was nice because it was late at night, so he did walk me home. But on the way home, like, it was a little bit out of his way, to be honest. He's studying at the University of Exeter, like close to ending his study for this year, academic year. And so yeah, it's like not far from me, but it's a roundabout. He went more of a roundabout way, I think, to get home, but it was nice. Because before we got to my home, we went on the cathedral, which was my idea, but it was late at night and I didn't feel completely safe there. So yeah. Um, so he decided, like, do you want to go home? Like, do you want to, he didn't say home, do you want to go? And I'm like, yeah. So I was okay showing him like where I lived, even though he's a stranger. I was fine about it. Actually, in the cinema, it was really interesting because I told him that I'd reprogrammed my mind to be like 21 years, and he's like, "Oh, I'm 21. I thought he was older than that." He looks more like 24. Yeah, 24, 23, 24, or 20. Well, I think I thought 24 or 25. I'm not sure. Or 23 or 24. Oh, I think, did I know? I think I thought 23 or 24. Anyway, I didn't realize he was 21. So I think it's because he's got facial hair and long hair, so it makes him look older. Yeah. Anyway, so we went outside the cathedral, and that was really nice. I learned more about him. I really like the fact that he didn't just tell me good stuff about himself. He told me like difficult things, and he is going through a really difficult time at the moment. So it's like I came in his life at the right moment, if you know what I mean. So anyway, when we walked to my home, I asked him if he wanted to sit down for a bit, and we sat down on this like stone thing. It's a bit like a seat, but it's like a round seat. And we ended up like sat there chatting about anything and everything for like hours, literally. And it's really interesting because this is near my home, and there's a bridge near my home, and there's all scenery in the background, like with a church spire and tree, and you can like across the river, and I don't think you can see the river, but you can kind of see out that way, if you know what I mean. But it just looks like something out of a picture postcard. And we ended up like chatting together about anything and everything till like 6:30 in the morning. So it's like I spent the whole night with an Indian guy in an asexual way because there was no sexual stuff going on, obviously. Well, I say obviously, but I really liked that about him. There was no sexual energy with him. I told him I'm asexual, and he knew already about asexuality. I don't know how he knew because I haven't asked him. He's like, "Oh yeah, I've heard about that," because I told him about my channel that I'm asexual. So yeah, but it was really nice, like, obviously, I'm a hyper romantic, so from my point of view, the actual scenery was very romantic, even though I wasn't doing romantic stuff with this guy. You know, I was just trying to be like a new friend to him. And, you know, the scenery was amazing though. And I do think I would love to do something like that with my actual Indian soulmate, romantic one, when I meet him. And yeah, when we finished talking at the end of the night, he did say about, oh, would I like to meet up with them again and like go for a midnight walk along the quayside, like along the river? And I said yes, as long as I feel safe. But it was really interesting because one of my dreams is actually like in terms of like when I meet the right actual Indian romantic guy for me for a relationship is to walk along a quayside under the stars and moonlight. But obviously kiss, which I don't kiss my friends. Um, you know, and hold hands and all that type of stuff. I think it'd be really nice. But yes, that's a side note, if you know what I mean. So yeah, anyway, the only physical contact I had with this guy is I did ask him if he wanted to have a hug because he's going through a really difficult time at the moment. So when he hugged me, it was so tight. Like he hadn't hugged anyone in a long time, and it was really nice. Like he gives really warm hugs, and I could tell he had a warm heart. And so yeah, I really like the clothes he wears. You know, I get clothes attraction. He had really nice clothes on. Um, like a hoodie, jeans, and really nice like boots. Really nice clothes. Actually, my favorite color, orange. Even though I'm not, my favorite color of the rainbow's orange. Even though I don't wear orange clothes. And yeah, and he's muscly though. I'm like, oh, do you work out? You know, because in terms of my actual romantic soulmate, I go for skinny guys, usually not muscly. I'm not saying this, obviously, this guy, I've just met him and trying to be a friend to him. But when he hugged me, it was really, really nice. It was almost like he didn't want to let me go. But I don't think that was because he fancied me. I think it was just because he hadn't had a hug in so long because he's had a really difficult life in some ways over here. That's all I can say because I can't reveal his private business. You know, he's going through a difficult time at the moment. So I don't think, yeah. So, but I actually had a better time with him talking about anything and everything in the early hours of the morning than I do with guys on actual dating sites and apps currently, you know? And it's kind of my dream in a future relationship with the right romantic guy to be talking about anything and everything, like to the early hours. That's one of the things I look for and like in a actual romantic relationship. So in terms of like me being a hyper romantic, like I did have some romantic feelings. I didn't tell him that, obviously, but I did have some, well, maybe not obviously, real feelings, but the friendship element was a lot higher. And that was helped by the fact that he has facial hair. But he did show me he's works at university newspaper, and he did show me a picture of him, and I'm like, oh my god, when he's clean shaven, like he looks like my idol type of guy, if you know what I mean, aesthetically. But luckily for me, he's got facial hair so at the moment, so it's quite good. So I can't be that attracted to him as I would be if he had no facial hair. And so yeah, um, so it's really nice. Like I like the fact he seemed to love talking to me loads and everything. It is a bit hard because obviously with him being Indian, my ideal age, and he wore really nice clothes. I was attracted to his clothes, I have close attraction. And he has really nice skin, nice hands. Trust me to notice these things, you know? Um, yeah. And I like the fact that he wasn't a guy just telling me what I want to hear. That was really nice. So obviously as a hyper romantic like Indian guys, it's pretty impossible for me not to have any feelings really. Well, especially when he's very open and honest in his communication. So yeah, so that's interesting. But I just try to be a friend to him and trying to help him out of a difficult time at the moment. So yes. And then he's since connected with me on Instagram. He followed me, so I followed him back. But I saw today a photograph of him, and I'm like, oh, damn it. And it's really, really weird because if you've watched my video, I did a video a short while ago. I did a couple. One is my spiritual mission and journey with asexuality, and I talked about a soulmate in there, and I think this soulmate is 23 years old, short dark hair, clean shaven, works in IT or business. Well, he sent me a copy of his CV today, and I noticed on there he's done like IT, Python, which I'm always talking about. I really get attracted to coders, and it's part of the Entrepreneurs Society. I'm like, wow, that's pretty crazy. And he's into like writing as well, which is incredible. So yeah, but anyway, this picture on Instagram, I did a shorts video saying that I had a vision of my Indian soulmate and he's really cheeky, and I've never been able to visualize him before. So anyway, this photograph of him on Instagram looks like the guy in my vision, and I'm like, shit, excuse my language. I'm like, it's the same guy. Like, psychic abilities have come back, and I'm like, damn it. But in my vision, this guy was my actual soulmate, like romantic soulmate. But in real life, he's not, as far as I know, because he definitely couldn't match my relationship needs. He's not even instigating that he likes me romantically, implying he likes me romantically. And yeah. So I guess I'm a little bit disappointed and upset about it, because the guy in my vision, I thought he was my Indian actual soulmate, the romantic one that I've been searching for, even though he looked a bit different to the IT tech guy on the vision on my bed, but I couldn't fully see the guy's face on my vision on my bed at my old place. So yeah, it's really weird, because I usually can't visualize the whole face, and then I visualize his face, and it looks like one of the photographs on his Instagram. It's really weird. It's like, this is the guy I had the vision about, or near enough to it. I don't know if the guy in my vision had glasses or not. I don't remember. But the guy who was in my vision in my old place, well, I had a dream once that he wore glasses, so it's interesting. But anyway, to cut a long story short, like, he's not my soulmate because he couldn't fulfill my relationship needs. At the moment, he's not in the headspace for a relationship, or the life space for a relationship. And I don't even know what he's looking for in a relationship with any person. I don't even know what sexuality is. I'm guessing heterosexual. And so, yeah, and I don't think he's that interested in me like that. You know, he doesn't come across as that interested in me. I come across as more interested in him. Like, I'm the one doing the majority of messaging. I think he has some interest in me. Like, I think he thinks I'm a nice person and he's glad he met me, which is good. But I don't think he's my romantic soulmate. And I'm like, okay, well, why did I have that vision then? I guess I just got that bit wrong. Like, I got the vision right, but that bit wrong. So I'm a little bit disappointed and upset about that. But at least I know sooner rather than later, because that vision was only in the last 2 weeks, which is pretty impressive. And, you know, he doesn't display any behavior that suggests he's romantically attracted to me. I mean, he hugged me, but I think it was just a friendship hug from him, you know, back. I think that was it. So yeah. So I'm a little bit like disappointed and upset, as well as really happy to have met him at the same time, you know. So, but his visa runs out next year at the moment. He might go back to his own country. So yeah. So yeah, it's kind of like really nice, but kind of a bit upsetting at the same time. It's like, when am I going to find my actual soulmate? You know, the one that's super into me and wants to be in my life and wants to be seen on social media with me, or wants to be bestest ever friend love of my life and soulmate forever. You know, the team guy, that one. I haven't met him yet. So it's really weird, because I haven't been able to visualize stuff for years, because I kind of stopped myself from visualizing stuff, because it's like a psychic ability. So I don't really talk about this much on this channel. And I've blocked it out for a long, long time. But I wanted to see what my soulmate looked like. So I was kind of like open to the universe and God saying, hey, like, show me what he looks like, because I can't see him. And then I'm like, damn it, he's there. But it's not him. So maybe it's just the original guy that I couldn't see his face, and he's a different guy when I was at my old place. But I'm not living at my old place anymore. I've moved on. And this vision I had of the guy in the Instagram photograph, it was now in my new flat. So yeah, that's really weird. It's all very strange. It's very weird deja vu. Like, it's like I already seen this person. But he doesn't look like that in a moment anyway. This is the photographs from 2020? 2021. Sorry, 2021. Yeah. So it's like 2 years old, September 2021. So it's like 2 years old. So, and I said to him, I didn't tell him about I just said, oh, the other part was wrong about it. I said I had a vision about that image. The other part was wrong. He didn't even ask me what I meant by that. So yeah. But it's really weird, because I said in the shorts video oh, I was surprised he was cheeky and 22 years old, my soulmate, because I had a vision of him. And he's 22 next month. So that's kind of strange. But then I was at the cathedral and saw the face again before I met this guy at the cinema. And for some reason, it popped in my head he was 24. But then he does look 24. So that's quite interesting. But anyway, I don't believe there are any coincidences in life. I believe everything happens for a reason. I'm just not really sure why this guy's in my life then. It's kind of, I think I'm meant to be in his life for a bit. It's going to be sad because I don't know if he's going to stay in my life or not. But there we go. I'm just glad that he's alive and that I can help him a bit in his life, you know? And I'm sure he's got a really bright future ahead of him. And he's got wonderful things ahead of him. I'm just a little bit sad that he's not my soulmate because he's clearly not really into me. Like, I'm the one doing most of the messaging and trying to make sure he's okay and stuff. And, well, that's what, maybe he doesn't even realise I'm doing that. But, yeah, I message him a lot to try and help him out because he's in a bit of a predicament at the moment. Yeah. And I noticed he doesn't like any of my Facebook posts. Like, he's like one on Instagram, but that's about it. He's commented on this channel once as well. But, yeah, and he's not really into being seen on social media. So, yeah, not the guy. It's a little bit sad. It's joy and sadness at the same time because it's like I've got to now think this guy I had a vision about. I was wrong. I was right in part that he's coming into my life. I predicted him, saw him, but he looks different now at the moment anyway. But it's not my romantic soulmate, not my life partner soulmate. It's like, how can I be wrong about that? But then I know my intuition can be slightly off. So I can think something and it's usually a different way sometimes. But then I don't usually have it with a soulmate. I can't usually see the face of a soulmate. So I haven't really had, one of my visions in the past, they weren't to do with a soulmate. They were to do with other things. So yeah, it's kind of like, but you know, I just have to know that I haven't met my soulmate yet and he's still out there somewhere. And yeah, one day I'll find him. Oh, you know, it's kind of hard, but I guess it's like better to know now within like a couple of weeks of the vision than keep like thinking about this guy and then thinking, oh, where is he for like the next 5 years or whatever of my life? Do you know what I mean? At least it's got it kind of over and done with quickly, but it's kind of sad at the same time because I like spending time with this guy. I like talking to him, but I think I'm far more interested in that than he is, to be honest. Like a guy that's really likes a girl, he likes talking to her loads, wants to know how she's doing. So do people who are really into like close friendships and stuff, you know? And you know what I mean? And likes to like comment on their social media and be seen with them on social media and stuff like that. So yeah, he's not the soulmate guy, romance wise. So that's a bit of a blow and disappointment, but I'm glad I met him and I'm glad I'm here for him in his difficult times and I'm sure he'll be fine in the end. You know? And I just have to be mindful of my own emotions and feelings, you know? Because I don't want to get hurt. And obviously, as a hyper romantic who does experience attachment really easily, I can get hurt pretty quickly and easily. But I just got to know that there's a better romantic guy out there for me and who'll really appreciate me, love me for who I am, and be super into me and want me in his life and be as into talking to me in multiple ways like I am with him. It's not this guy. So yeah, so it's kind of like really weird, you know? But I've just got to keep on looking for the actual real guy. It's like, where are you? Hiding behind a rock somewhere. So yeah, it's really weird. Like I said, it's very difficult emotions, I guess. But, you know, it is the way it is in life. So it was nice because he said, like, it's like we've known each other a long time and having a connection. So I guess that was, when I spoke to him in person, I guess that was really nice. He's got a lot going on in his life at the moment. So I don't think he could have a relationship with anyone. But I'm sure probably one day he will have one with someone. It just won't be me. Because I think I don't know what he even looks for like that. But anyway, yeah, so it's kind of like really weird. It's like bittersweet. It's like, oh, I had a really kind of nice time, which was a romantic setting, even though I wasn't doing romantic things with him. It's like a dream come true in the sense of spending a night with an Indian guy, but not doing any sexual stuff. And also, I did have a vision that came true, but it's not it's not, when I thought about the vision, I thought this guy was my soulmate, romantic soulmate, but he's not. So I kind of have to clear that off my head a bit, grieve that notion, and then move on in a romantic sense, you know? So that's hard, really. But yeah. I'm like, how can I be right and wrong at the same time? It's so annoying. But yeah, but it was, the whole like night was really magical in the sense I got to talk to an Indian guy and connect with him and find out more about him and be there for him. And that was really nice, One day I'll find an Indian guy who equally wants to be there for me, who's equally into me, who equally loves me and wants a romantic relationship with me, and who is my best friend of my life and soulmate. Luckily, I have a best friend, not romance-wise, but best friend already, and some other friends, so that's good. And my bestest friend is coming to do food shopping with me tomorrow. For me tomorrow, not with me, because I can't go out because I've got COVID. So annoying. So yeah, anyway. What can I say? It's been an interesting live stream, and yeah, you can post your comments down below, feel free. And don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon so you never miss an episode. And I hope to be back soon with more videos, and obviously more videos about asexuality. Lots of love to you. Take care. See you soon on the next video or live stream. Bye.